Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It Starts Now, the happy hour of finance and business. I got a very, very special guest, a close friend of mine. Um, I don't know where to begin, but we have so much history. Um, he's also
My
known
brother.
for, yeah. He's also known for being executive producer of Chink Drugs. I'll take it from here. French Montana's Jungle Rules. He's also worked with artists like Ja Rule, Ashanti, just to list a few. One of his mentors is Irv Gotti. Some of his early projects, he was working with Def Jam Japan.
Yeah.
And now he's an activist for social change. Please welcome Rick Steele.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me, my brother. It's been a long road.
Yeah, yeah, because a lot of people don't know, like you have a huge catalog, and a lot of people don't know like a lot of projects that you work on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think for me it was not about credit. It was always about, building.
Yeah.
I think I spent most of my life building either new companies, new artists, instead of like chasing placements and those things. Because which is great, because that's where the money is. The money is doing a song with the biggest artists and then getting a placement. And then by next year they don't even call you because they on to the next hot producer. And I always see that pattern. I was just like, damn, I don't want to be part of that pattern. I'd rather just find an artist and break them. I'd rather be really part of a project. I'd rather build something. So, and that's, I admire the Irvs and the Jermaine, the Prees and the Dre's, those type of guys, because they was, as much as we know them as the face, but finding an artist breaking those type of talent, that's a whole different art. And a lot of people don't you could anybody could make a beat. Producing is a whole different world, and a lot of people don't know the difference between that. So
yeah, you were the first one. I learned that from you. Like some other producers too, kind of like chimed in here and there, but I learned that working on an artist and developing an artist from start to finish is a whole process of its own.
It takes a lot of time. So that's why, people always ask me like, damn, Rick, how come you don't have as much placement as, most people or, or famous. First, I never did it to be famous or to be like that guy. And plus, making beats was not my vision. Like, it was something that I was able to do. But my real vision was finding new talent and breaking them, because I feel like that was that's a special art. Within itself. So it's easy to call up something that's already hot and put their voice on it. If you send a beat to Jay and Jay do it, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like you just, I got a placement with Jay. When I was just producing, I was making so much money. Right?
Really?
But yeah, because it was a no-brainer. And then you can spend so much time on just that. So think about it, right? If I'm just a producer, that means I could crank out 20, I'm giving the average, right? You crank out 5, 6, depending on what kind of zone you in that week. You know what I mean? Sometimes I was cranking beats out 5, 6 a day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you remember the time you called me late night one time and you had like some joints you were playing like 5 records, and I'm thinking that you're gonna let me hear like a whole catalog, and you're just like, let me show this dude how in depth my catalog is. I'm listening, and after the 5 joints was flaming, and after the five beats, I was waiting to hear more. He was like, nah, that's it. And I was like, what's the rest? He was like, what do you mean? I just made all that. And I said, you just made all that? And like, and it took me 2 hours to make 5 joints. And then I was like, I remember getting off the phone. I don't know if I ever shared that, but I remember getting off the phone. I was like, man, this dude gonna make it, because that's a lot of dedication to hit to make 5 beats and then to make 5 beats within a couple of hours and for all of them to be good, I thought like that was talent.
So I thank you, my brother. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's all about a zone. Sometimes you fall in, sometimes it take you a week to do 5 beats. Why? Because you're not in, your mind is not there. You got other things going on, or the chemistry around you is not right. So you're not your body's not producing what it's supposed to produce. So, but if you're in the zone, you can do anything in 5 minutes. You can do anything incredible because you're in that spirit. You know, I've seen great records take just a couple melodies and the right words, and you're like, holy shit, we got to smash, you know?
Yeah.
And then I've seen records take months, if not a year, to finish. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah,
You know,
the writer's block, right? Or
no,
creative
it's not.
block.
Yeah, it's just it's a zone thing for me. It's sometimes you like, damn, I'm not in that place yet to really finish this record because I feel like this could be special. So you wait for that moment that it could put you back in that place for you to love that record again. Like the same day you started it, you want to make sure every time you touch that record, you feel like that. Because every day you think about different things. It's like Pharrell Happy. He said, yo, it took him almost 10 years to do that record, to finish that record.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
he was trying to recapture the vibe.
I'm not sure what took him that long. You know,
Mm-hmm.
But when he was saying it, it gave me goosebumps because that's a real thing. Like I know I have records on my laptop that I like love and that nobody never heard. And for me it's because of I know there's certain things missing and I need the right guitar person. I got mad guitar people too. I
Yeah.
need the right bass person to, because what I'm hearing in my head, I don't know, this person might not execute it. So I'd rather just wait for that moment or for that time to happen for me to execute what that record needs. Because every record needs something different,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what's missing today. I think that's the reason why records don't last. Records is making money based on streaming, right? So think about it. Billboard is now counting streaming. So like, not to bring his name, but Takashi records are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he's going number one. Why? Because of streaming. So it doesn't have nothing to do with the quality of the record. Like this,
Right.
even if it's like I love the Cop Car record right now with the baby and
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
what I'm saying? The guitar on it,
yeah,
the way it
yeah.
starts. That I feel like that's a beautiful, perfect record for the time. You know what I'm
For the
saying?
time, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's like a Nas album when he got that
oh,
car. I think car 85,
oh my God,
and it brought me back to a zone. And it's like, yeah,
yeah, that's that. Some people just got it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And they would truly understand it. You know, we have Jay-Z and Nas arguments for
yeah,
years,
yeah,
but we'll get to that.
yeah,
And but for me, it makes sense. You know, like when you hear certain artists, they understand that I've been doing this for 20, 30 years.
mm-hmm.
How one record, one great project is what keep me here. So why change that formula to chase anything? So I'm saying that to say the new generation don't know that part.
Right.
Everybody's chasing a bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Because the bag
saying?
is easier now.
Yeah, because it's internet.
It's easier because
Yeah,
I could put something out and that's it.
yeah, everything. The internet has cut down everything.
Yeah,
Our lives has
100%.
our lives have changed how we shop, how we listen to music,
Yeah,
how we interact with, you know what I mean, a
100%,
human being. Yeah, I want to
100%.
talk to you. I want to meet
Yeah,
up with you. Let's do a Zoom. And in
yeah,
the mean, there's no, I got to drive an hour. You know, that real
yeah.
excitement. There's a part that is fully missing that might not never come back unless everything gets destroyed and we have to start over again. And that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But think about it. The excitement of you having, yo, let's get in the car. Yo, we got an interview. Yo, let's go to X and Y City
Yeah.
here, or let's go Bill. Let's go in the studio. In order for you to do a feature with somebody, we all had to be in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hey, or to vibe, to get that
Get that chemistry.
chemistry, right?
Yeah. And now, you know, it's a time saver, but we also losing something. That goosebumps, that feeling. Like you hear records nowadays, you just excited. You like, oh, this is a vibe. You do it comes with a dance or some weird shit happen. But we missing that goosebumps. Why? Because the artist is not. And I don't want to blame artists for it, because a lot of people try to blame the artists or the producers. Dog, it's what they have in front of them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have this technology that is not really allowing them to get to the goosebump place. Because they could just press play and, you know, I can go right here and record. And how you really gonna catch a vibe?
Yeah.
Like
or
that.
how are you gonna get, like, for one of the things I realized, when you're in a room with people, it's not just the chemistry, but there's something in the air that gets everybody motivated
Energy.
yeah, it's the energy, and it's really the feedback, right? So you get some real good feedback, somebody chiming in, somebody saying, yo, I got this, I got that. So all the creative ideas are in one pot.
Yeah.
When you don't have that.
Yeah, it's all about, you know, in the business we say, yo, the energy feels right in here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might walk in and fuck up the energy. You have all this different angle of creating that's so magical. You know what I'm saying? You got you have energy, you have like some people just have great chemistry together. So they know exactly that. They don't even let certain people in the studio. Why? Because they balance each other so well. They can't not allow another energy to come.
Yeah, it's that synergy. They got
that
that synergy that just comes together between them.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible to watch sometimes when you see some people come together and you're like, damn, man, you guys always hit it at the park. You know, it's like, to me, it's like Pharrell and them. They be killing it. Why? It makes sense.
Do you have that?
It depends. So for me, it's all about where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I think when I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. Like I'm locked in. I'm like for a long time, and because of that, I try not to get involved in like other things when things are going my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because it's hard to get that back sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that I can't do a beat. No, I can't do it in that feel like that. You know, when you catch that different place. And, you know, if it was so easy, that means everybody would be hot forever. Like, you know, some producers, you're like, damn, what happened to that person? Either the money got them going, or something else happened, or there was somebody else that was in their life that was part of it, and just because they was doing it themselves, they don't realize, like, no, that either your girl or whatever, that little piece that was around you, even your man that was just on the couch, yo, put a snail there, that's hard. You know, just that, just that energy. You are the man, you're the face. But, you know, it's like Bob Marley and the Wailers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Peter Tosh was the one that was writing the records. You know what I'm saying? But they needed each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so a lot of small pieces be missing because people be forgetting to take care of people around them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful. It's not just you. Something else is, I don't care if you're in a room by yourself and it's just like the certain way the room is set up that's putting you in that energy. You just got to know what could get you there every time, and then find it and really learn it. There's an art of learning. Like Seven Aurelius used to teach me that. He was like, you know, people used to be like, yo, Seven is mad weird. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Like
seven.
he'll light up the candles in the studio,
Mhm.
smoke machine, and all that because that's how he was able to get himself
In tune,
in that
in
in
that
that zone.
realm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, what really, to your point, what really got you started into the music? Because you know, you could hear passion. You could hear
Yeah.
somebody that's passionate about the music or passionate about their art, their business, and things like that. But what really said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do music? Like, what was your starting point?
I mean, I think music is something that's in I would say most people, I hope. Right? My father is a guitar player. And I think we always I growing up in a Haitian household, Pops playing the guitar, vibing. I was not the biggest fan of like, when Pops is playing guitar. It was just like whatever.
Yeah, because
It's
he's
just
playing
noise in the
compa.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just noise in the house. Like he used to love Carlos Santana. So he used to play
Oh.
a lot of Carlos Santana vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, there was a kid that used to live across the street from me that used to make beats. I was the kid that kind of knew everybody, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
in the neighborhood. And since I had certain relationships, I was like, man, you know what? Let's let's build a studio. That was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my beginning. I like built the studio, and then he started making beats, and I used to take the beats and try to and sell it to everybody else. Um, and something ended up happening dramatic in my life where car accident, and then I started just having to stay in the studio, and I end up learning everything. And now I'd say God never make mistakes. So
Yeah.
whatever's in you, eventually, no matter how much you try to dodge it, I was going to school, working, everything. Music was not even something I thought I would be doing as a career. You
Right.
know,
Right.
I was in college, like I wanted to be architect and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when my accident ended up happening, I literally never went back to school, never went back to work. I stayed in the studio for like about this sounds crazy because it sounds like a Kanye story.
Yeah.
But literally, I stayed in the studio for about 3 summers straight and learned everything from
Yeah.
from producing, engineering, everything. Because I had nothing to do at that time. Like I'm gonna be honest, like it was like,
Yeah.
and, and it just worked.
Well, you
Like
made,
God,
go ahead.
God,
You made a good point. You were able to keep productive, right? Some people would just like
yeah,
turn the other way, right? They had some adversity and they like, I'm done with this. But you had that adversity, but then you still said, you know what, let me do something productive. Let me at least learn if I'm gonna be
yeah.
in this
So,
situation, right?
like, and that's always been even. What's funny, man? Even when I speak to like friends from like elementary school, and some people are like, well, nobody's surprised, right, of what you do. Like, sometimes somebody,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and you're like, oh, why are you surprised? Like, dude, it's like, because you don't look at yourself,
Right, right.
growing up. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
just don't, you just moving around, you're going crazy. Whatever you do, you do. You just,
Mm-hmm.
but people is like, yeah, I'm not surprised you're doing that because you always
That was
been
always in
creative.
you.
You always
Yeah.
been, yeah, that's always in you. But for me, it was like a shock. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
But when I speak to friends, they're like, okay.
So
you
they
know?
saw the creative genius from early on,
Yeah.
but
A
you
lot of
didn't.
like, because it wasn't a goal for me.
Yeah.
I never came out to say, yo, I wanted to be like X and Y. I never looked at TV. I was just always a fan. I'm still now. I'm a fan of music.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like, yo, I'm a producer person. No, I'm like, did you hear that sound? Oh, that's beautiful. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, you hear how you strum that guitar? Like, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan first. That's why I love to help people. That's why I always like to find new talent. you know, even if it don't have nothing to do with me, you know, sometimes like I'm like, dude, I think you dope. Let me introduce you to somebody that could, you know, probably help you with what you do. If I
Yeah.
feel like I can't do it, so I'm a fan first, and it still is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what I always saw before anything else. And then other people say, you know, and it was just like, if I had the ability to do it, I did it, you know. And then
Mm.
as a creative, that's why I went from producing to now tweaking sounds and engineering and different things. Now discovering artists, shooting videos, directing the videos, and all these different places, because I always felt like I had to keep being creative, because it was never like this was my goal was to be the best producer in the world.
Right.
That
Right.
was never a goal. My goal was creative.
Yeah.
Anything that had to do with creativity was a goal to me.
Is that I get what you're saying with the creative part, but do you think that's some part play of it because you still have a business sense of how things work?
Um, I think the business sense, you build business sense after a
Okay.
while. Because when you stay in one place, I wasn't since as a kid, I never was the stay in one place thing, do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was always curious, you know. Even now, thank God for YouTube. You know, what I mean, I go to YouTube kind of, you know, open my iPhone. You know, like you
That's
learn
the
anything.
wave.
Yeah, you learn anything off of YouTube. I literally learned how to color videos, like literally colored and like makeup on videos, you
Wow.
know,
Wow.
and watching YouTube, like face recognition things. And then I
Mm-hmm.
go there, and when I'm dedicated on something, I can spend 20 hours on it,
Yeah.
2-3 hours of sleep, and until I learn what I need to learn. You know, like my lady's like, yeah, I wish you could put that much energy into our relationship. We'd be like lit.
That never happens, man. That never happens.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great,
I
right?
mean,
But
ideally you want
yeah,
something like that, but
yeah, but
that nah.
yeah, unless we both doing something, and I think it's about. I think most women have to be like, let me find something that he actually wants to be part of, that I'm
Pull
doing
you in.
and pull you in.
Yeah.
Because if I was in the other shoe, that's what I would do if I saw how passionate somebody is. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but for me, it's like yeah. When I'm locked in on something, I've always been
Yeah.
the same way, same thing. Even when we created the Nemesis, you know, Kingman Steel
Mm-hmm.
thing, you know, we was locked in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It was one,
Yeah.
you know, we did something, see how it went. Oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, we make some money, keep going. And it was just, but we was dedicated. It's all about that
Yeah.
first initial
Yeah.
dedication that needs to take place. Even if you don't like, and it never exists before. We was doing something that we didn't have no like blueprint of saying this was going to work.
No, no. I don't even think there was a blueprint at that time of anything. It was
It just makes
you know,
sense.
it made sense, but you know it's the thing that I did it in time I really admired. There was a point where I forgot the Japanese rapper name,
Tacoma X.
Takone X, and I remember listening to his thing and I was like, this dude is nice.
Nice. Yep.
And
We don't know what he
Rick,
was saying.
but in the beginning, Rick was like, nah. I was like, nah, this dude's like, Rick was like, nah. And
Not until I
then
met him.
until you met him, and then he got in the studio and he spit this verse, and you was like, this dude. But what I liked is the fact that you didn't let your ego get in the way. You pivot, and that's a good sign of a leader because you pivot and said, you know what, I was wrong. This dude is really nice. Let's get.
Yeah,
And then you really got. I think once you buy in, that's
I'm
it
in.
for you. You win.
Yeah,
And then yeah.
I'm still like that the same way. Win, lose, draw. Once I buy in, it's all good. Like people would be like, "Oh, what happened to X and Y Z? Why it didn't work out?" You know, do you feel bad? You know that you spent all this time and no, because there's no such thing as a loss. Like
Yeah.
everything is a lesson. Everything is a is a
It's a learning experience.
yeah. Everything is a ladder for me. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? It's
Mm.
not even like a learning experience. Like I just learned something from it. Yes, you learn, but it's step. You don't
Right.
ever really, you don't ever really go backward unless you actually was never going forward in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like like, oh, you might just pause for a minute and catch your breath. Like, yeah, I'm taking a year off. This shit too crazy. You know what I mean? Catch your breath a little bit, but you
Yeah.
don't lose none of the steps you took before.
Yeah.
So it's all good. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
That's how I view it.
you you are probably the people that I know that's been able to be part of a lot of big projects, right?
Yeah.
And still maintain a balanced life where you're able to go out, chill, and things like that. Because a lot, and then the other part about it is I've seen people that did big records that I know that did big records for like Missy Elliott, 50 Cent, and they still not where you're at. They still trying to figure it out. Now, why is that? How are you able to do it and others haven't figured it out yet?
I think is more of is a goal thing, right? So most people, you have to know what game you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you playing, I'm a center, right?
Right.
Like I'm playing. Eventually they're gonna trade you. But if I learn how to play different roles, if no, if I'm 6'9" and I'm playing the center, and the 7 foot guy come in, they gotta sit me in the bench.
Yeah.
And for me, I was, you know, I was like a LeBron player. He's bringing the ball down, he's shooting
Yeah.
threes.
Yeah.
So if I can't play that role for right now because somebody's hot right now, I'm able to play another role. I'm always to keep my bit. I never, because everybody was so, oh, why are you engineering? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I do whatever it takes to make sure we win.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the difference between I'm still around and other people just had a good run and it's
Mm.
over because people only know them as the producer or the guy that did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even know what I do sometimes. Like, what do I do? Because and I love that. Like
Yeah.
I literally fucking love that.
Yeah.
So
Because you the very few that can that I know is part of project, like I said, part of projects, and you be chilling like, like, do these dudes know like this dude did X Y and Z, and but you're able to make it work, and you're humble about it, right?
yeah, because every day every time you walk into a room, it's like I act like it's my first time every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never walking to the room and like, yo, you know who I am? Like, or like, yo, you know what I've done? Or,
Yeah.
I don't get into that vibe. Like, I like, even people always argue. Now my lawyers be like, yo, man, you too humble, man. We could get so much money if you wasn't so fucking humble. But that's not me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm
Yeah.
like, and this doesn't mean I'm not an asshole when it comes to certain things I believe in. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And that's just people. This is the difference between humble, passion, and a person that's just full of full of themselves. It's
Yeah.
all those three
Arrogance.
things. The arrogance is this is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm passionate about something and I'm screaming or I'm like, nah, we doing it like this. Nah, it's passion. It's not arrogance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's belief. Like when somebody believes in something, they fight for it. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't have nothing to do with arrogance. So, but I look at a lot of producers, man, it's a sound. It's funny. I was just having this conversation last night. When you have a signature sound, when you make a beat, like, like certain,
Neptunes. Yeah.
yeah, certain things. And that's why they stopped using this sound. Because they realized, like, once people are saying, it's like, you're chopping a beat, like that little signature thing.
Yeah.
Once that sound is kind of over, people's like, before the beat even really come on, you like, once it's,
You
you're
hear
saying,
that
oh,
sound.
another X and Y Z beat, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, even hear the beat. Yeah, that shit is hard. Like,
Yeah.
because I represent a lot of producers. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell producers, like, you sure you want to put a signature sound? Like, you sure you want to put a tag? I'd rather put a sound instead of a tag, because once niggas know it's your shit, some niggas don't even want to fuck with you no more.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once that is start, and then a lot of people fall off because of the business. You know what I'm saying? The
Very
business,
true.
they didn't get the publishing right, or there was around too many people that was taking this. They couldn't get around that hump of the homie. This I always tell people, I'm like, look, there's a difference between loyalty and stupidity. Know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna take care of somebody that puts you on, take care of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take care of them. But don't stop your greatness because you think you owe somebody something.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
such thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just, if you're a stand-up person, be a stand-up person. If you want, you know what I'm saying? If you saying, yo, I'm gonna do X and Y, Z, if this happens, do it.
Yeah.
But don't stop your genius. And that's where I see a lot of people, the frustration of them getting hot. Now they somewhere, now everybody in their pocket. And then that shit breaks you, bro. That shit really breaks you. And I've seen a lot of great people, man. And then and another problem is, some people get hot, they make a lot of money, and now they got the big crib, big cars. Now that overhead now have them doing some shit that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. Just to maintain the
Just
lifestyle.
to maintain the lifestyle. So I always say, keep a low profile so you can always enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah,
so you could, and also you could do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
When your overhead is not that low, because now you don't have to sell your publishing. You don't have to turn around and do all this weird business move you would have never did if you don't have to pay for this $20,000 crib a month, 10,000 on a car. Like, that's gonna depreciate once you drop it off the lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, people are like, why do you live in the city? I was like, let's think about it. Insurance for car and this. No, I don't need a car. I live in New York.
You
know what I'm saying?
you live right in the where the traffic is, everything is happening anyway.
Exactly. Like Drake said, it's all about location. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just, I'd rather spend my money on a home. You know what I'm saying? Where I know I'm gonna be comfortable. I could go outside. I love to eat. So
yeah, you're a foodie. Yeah.
That's my passion. Yeah, I'm a foodie. So that's my passion. I want to be around things I love. So I'd rather do that. And then I don't knock people from having an overhead, but just know what comes with it. It's not that, if you love cars, dude, that's your thing.
Yeah,
but just know you're going to end up doing weird shit if you can't fully keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And then now, instead of you focusing on, I want to work on this project, now you end up taking like weird little jobs to just make money so you can buy time. And before you know it, you're outdated. Niggas don't even want to fuck with you because they on to the next producer. So, and it's like you're not the only person that's 6'5", 6'9". Now they got a person that's 7 feet. Now they got a 7'1" guy. Now they got, and after a while they be like, oh yeah, you that guy. You know what I mean? Like, over there. And
then you end up losing the house and cars anyway.
People, exactly. So, and you still got, and guess what? Don't change it. You're overhead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was always keep a low profile, get to the bag. They always say certain things you keep private. You know what I mean? Your relationship, your money, your next move. And that's always been, I always had that. You know what I mean? You never see me broadcasting what I'm going to do next. Unless the project is already out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, sometimes I be forgetting what projects I've been on. People like, oh, I know you was part of this. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, we did that a year ago. Because you do shit and then
you move on to the
next. And then when they finally put it out, you're like, oh yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying? and that's the beautiful part about helping people. I think the fastest way to grow is to help.
You're 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's 100%.
I think the more you help, the luckier you get.
Yeah. But a lot of times when you start helping, you come across something that you may like. right?
Yeah,
I've seen so many people that I tell them, give it a try, go help them out, and they
you
go
never
ahead.
know.
You never know. It comes
Yeah,
in then next, and then I'll give you a prime example. I actually helped someone years back. I forgot about it. It's been like 10 years. I helped the
yeah,
person out. And then 10 years back, it came back in full circle. The person
yeah.
came and was holding me down.
Yeah,
Asked
I
him to
mean,
do something for me, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, not a problem."
I always say there's nothing wrong with being a good person, man.
Oh,
You know,
100%. That
some people,
energy.
yeah, some people really get caught up and be like, yo, Rick, you know, people take advantage of situations of you and like da 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 da. I'm like, yo, bro, the shit that you worry about, I don't that don't bother me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're not taking nothing away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you playing yourself. Because when you have genuine people,
Hmm.
you gotta make sure you keep those people around, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
those people like that is hard to find. Genuine people is hard to find. So I always been like the person that if I could do it, I'd do it. If I can't do it, I can't do it, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
always been that simple for me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
you always kept a good vibe around you. I remember that there was a few studios that you helped build,
No,
and then
it's
you
a
know,
passion for me too.
yeah, and you
Yeah,
helped build, and then when things either you decided to move on or things didn't work out the way you like, he's like, all
right.
right, cool, and you just stepped away. It was never like
Yeah. And like, yo,
wasn't a
I
big
got
deal.
this
Yeah,
vibe. Give me that. Or no, it's
nah,
like
he was like,
because
all
it was
right,
new. You know what it was? It was always the one mission. I think that never changed for me
mm-hmm,
is music. Like you, it's more of like, all right, boom. If it's just gonna help break the next artist, is like why destroy that part? You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like me and you thinking, but we don't have to destroy the music. We don't have to destroy the people that we like, especially studios, right? Because
mm-hmm,
I own my own studio now, and I mean I always own studios. That's like part of my first business, but people depend on that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? That's like a
yeah.
real responsibility, man. Like
Do
that's
do
like life
do
changing.
do people depend on the studio or they depend on the person that's
Both.
running the studio?
I
Okay.
mean, now it's not about the studio; it's about people, right? I
Yeah.
think before, you know, it was hard to find a studio that was
True.
decent.
True. Yeah. Yeah. With
So
good
you could
quality.
only call your man to record, and you had to find somebody that knew how to work those type of equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that was very important. We had a point where shit is bad because people don't respect other people's jobs. Like
Skill
people
sets.
don't
Yeah.
think engineers. Yeah, people. I'm like, yo, dog. The reason why this record is really hot is because it's engineered. Like
True.
this shit didn't sound like that. Or this, you know what I'm saying? Or first of all, you don't even sound like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this,
Yeah.
you should be giving this man a point on the album.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be giving this man at least some publishing, my man, because
Yeah.
you're not even that hot.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and
So
you definitely hear the difference when they live compared to when the
yo,
record.
bro,
Yeah.
my guy. There are some people they really owe their career to some people, man.
Hmm.
And then it's sad that people downplay these people.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like, oh, he's just yeah, just bringing up somebody else. And you can always hear the difference. I'm like, yo, why this record's not hot? Like, what happened to your old one? What happened to this one? Or this?
Hmm.
No, because it's like sauce. Like every sauce don't taste the same.
True.
You need certain ingredients. Some ingredients is literally perfect together.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So once you start removing pieces because you either don't want to pay this person or you think you didn't need him,
Hmm.
oh, you could taste that sauce. And that sauce
Yeah.
might taste a little different now.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
know what I
That's
mean?
a whole lot of true statement.
And
But
that's
what
why I love
happens?
Jay. That's
What?
why
Go ahead. I don't want to hear this.
that's hard for me to say. And that's you was like, what? What you just say? You love
Yeah,
Jay?
yeah, yeah. I don't want to hear this right here.
Because think about it. He used Guru his whole
Uh-huh.
career.
True.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
Jay's always been smart as if he
No,
finds
Jay's a
something that
businessman.
work, right? But well, I'm talking on the creative side. If he found something that really
Businessman.
resonated with him, yeah, he's like, you know what? This makes sense right here. Because
No,
if you
Jay's a
notice,
businessman. Jay's not a music person. This thing is a guy that was a business person that actually could rap. That's Jay.
True,
Like,
true. But he's smart enough, and I think creative people lose that concept because if you got somebody that, like, to your point, this person made your record, why are you not keeping them along? Jay has that sense to say, you
money.
know what, I'm gonna keep this dude.
Most of the time, it's money.
That's true. 100. You're
Most of,
right.
most, most
Yeah.
of the time is say both of us started out right,
Yeah.
and I'm 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 your producer. I'm your you. People get used to paying people certain things, even when they level it up, and they don't even level up the people around them. They still keep them a certain way
Mm-hmm.
as they making and they're not like, all right, just because you're doing good, but doesn't mean if you still paying this nigga peanuts. And you gotta remember, the higher you go, the more work I have to do.
True.
So that means, nigga, you got to make sure you are covering that. And some artists don't see it like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They don't move. Like, if you went from now you making $1 million, that means everybody around you percentage, whatever the percentage was, that say Stan was paying me $100, Stan was making 1,000, right? So that means it's 10%, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now when you move up, I mean everything around you should be moving up with you at the same percentage. Nothing
Correct.
changed.
Right.
Your dollar don't change, bro. Like, but
Mm-hmm.
people don't even look at it like that. And then eventually, people's like, yo, I can't be here, bro. This don't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to. It's life. All this shit is about balance. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Especially when it balance, humble, and overhead. Once you learn those keys, you be all right. You know what I'm saying? You be all right.
And a lot of people, to your point, don't really have that self-awareness to really say, all right, this is what's going on. So they rely on the people around them.
Yeah.
But if the people that's around you are not being honest or not being straightforward, then how do you get
So,
that awareness?
so, so me, I've always been either the asshole or the bunch, because I actually get paid to be an asshole, right?
Yeah.
As an executive producer, you're like, nah, this record is whack. Like, I've always been honest. You know me, Frank.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, I don't know about this record. Doesn't mean I'm right. No, you asked me for my opinion. I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
Doesn't mean I'm right. But you gotta get rid of the yes man, man. Like, everybody wants that.
But how do you know? Like, if you're
What
getting
you
all that
mean?
feedback,
Yo, if you and your man they got certain people that I've seen Jay go to. Like,
mm-hmm.
Jay go to Irv because Irv is gonna keep it 100.
Right.
I'm not going to ask everybody for their opinion. I know who to go to for the honesty. And yes, I know. And then some people be like, "Man, you be killing the vibe, Rick, with your
With your
bullshit."
BS.
And I'm like, I don't come to me when you know you're not ready for all the real shit.
Yeah.
When it's hot, nigga, I can't make up faces. I
Yeah.
can't be, I'm not the person that's like, yo, that's hard. No, that's not hard. I don't have to open my mouth most of the time. Niggas can just look at me in my face like, oh, no, he ain't feeling that. Like, I don't have to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that but people bring me around for that honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think, and that's the part that's very important for human race. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a president that, some people that vote for him don't admit that he's fucking everything up. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, he's dividing the country. Like, like, this guy's a racist. Like, you still don't believe this man's a racist. Like, because
I've seen a few clips with African Americans talking about, I don't believe
unbelievable.
this dude is racist. Now I'm gonna be very honest.
It's all good.
I'm not I'm not a Trump supporter. However, he does have some certain attributes, but leadership is not one of them. Leading this country is not one of them. So I agree, but I won't never go to the point where I'm reading these things and they saying, oh,
He's
Trump
not a
is not a
racist.
racist. And when I watch certain clips, right, and
So
I'm not one to go. I don't. I take things with a grain of salt. I don't jump ship just because somebody
exactly
say
same.
something. I'm gonna do my research. But when I
Same.
watch clips of he's in the way he responds towards one side versus the way he responds to
Hey, and
the other
and and
side,
and
and
if
I'm
you,
like,
you know what's so funny? I think people take racism as if he doesn't say a
blatant,
racist slur, that
right?
means he's not a racist. Are you stupid? Real racism is a systematic thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody says, when somebody gets murdered, right? Like say, let's give what happened in Charlotte, where the guy just ran over the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was peacefully protesting or whatever. Instead of saying, like, yo, that was wrong, he was like, well, what provoked it to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, somebody just got killed, like a woman.
Yeah.
This man, look, there's a video of this man driving
Yeah.
through the
Right. Right.
crowd. But think about this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now, if when it happens the other way around,
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
it's the thugs. I'm gonna send in the army. Yo, what?
Yeah.
So he picks and choose. So
Mm-hmm.
when picks and choose, and mean, if I'm like, oh, this guy, he's white, I don't want him here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my brother right here. Come on, that's called racist. I'm being a racist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think Farrakhan said it the best. I think we're not racist enough. That's why we're not winning this war. Like every other culture is racist. That's why they good. That's why they better
Yeah.
off. Everybody else is like they take, the Chinese take care of the
Yeah. I
Asian.
agree.
You know
I agree.
what I'm saying? Black people, we are, we born with that gland. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
we love everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we are tricked to not love our own
I
based
was about
on
to say that.
yeah,
Okay.
no,
I
we
was
go
trying
deep
to
deep.
see where you were gonna go,
Oh,
but I
we
agree.
are tricked,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know. People's like, well, black people kill black people all the time. I'm like, brother, first of all, shut the fuck up with that. You
Yeah.
act like that was a thing. No, that started in the 80s. Why? Because that's why they planted all the drugs, all the extra shit in the hood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Before that, we was prosperous. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
All the massacres that happens, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Black Wall Street, the Atlanta. I post all that shit on my page. Why? Because I want people to know that no, we are successful. We every
Yeah.
time we become that is a threat. So now they spent years to design on how do we make these people hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So finally, we at that point where so much black and black is. You putting a bunch of lions in cages. Like we lions, we need to be free, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
kings. Like you can't put a bunch of lions in cages and then expect them to behave correctly. Like
Right.
like the money is the dingo.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
money's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
People
then,
use money to really lure people in. Yeah.
but I call, for years I've been saying money is the new form of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're getting paid, but this man's cracking the whip on you. Yo, go tap dance for me. Here's some money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Here's this, here's that. Go tap dance. I need you to go. Yo, all right, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
shit. Like, yo, don't you make $100 million? What the fuck is the problem? And that's how they
Yeah.
view you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people really think like, yo, man, I'm free. How?
Yeah.
Like, dog, yo, these players was in the bubble breaking down. Couldn't see their family.
Yeah. 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 But
Why? Because
but
NBA was
people gonna easily say that that's something they committed to. They agreed to it.
no, they committed too because they dangling them. So now it goes back to what I was saying before about.
Yeah.
So you know what the plays I was like, nah, I'm not going in the bubble. Like the Kyrie and like certain players like, nah, why should we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? is because financially, certain people are straight. They could have set out.
Yeah.
Some didn't have to play at all.
Some people did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, because they know, like, I don't have to be here. I can
Yeah.
actually protest this. I could really, you know, look how fast niggas would protest for one day. Was, you know, when the other guy got killed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they had to play ball the next day. The next day, I'm like, what was the point of you doing? What?
Yeah.
The only point you proved that, yes, it's very powerful to show that we could shut shit down, but based on the dangling dollar,
right,
everybody's back to the slave shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is for me. You know, so it's just more of like, I always been independent, always created my own companies for years. If I partner up, if you see me working with an artist, that means we partner. I'm an executive producer, but I'm not signed to no label. You know what I'm saying? Because I always love, I could wake up and do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah. And the proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding. Yeah.
Okay? Like this whole pandemic, you know, I found a new fucking love again for cards. You know what I'm saying? Like literally I'm buying like a bunch of vintage. I mean, you know, it's also a business move also, but yeah. But it's fun. Spend a lot of fucking money, but it's fun.
So you researching these cards, and then well, so let me ask you this: what was the most vintage one you found? And matter of fact, how did you find it? Because some of these cards are hard to get by.
A lot of work. Some of them, I mean, I got shit all over the place. But let me see. Let's see if I could. Oh, I got something I want to show you. This is pretty interesting. I have a Willie Mays card here, right?
Oh wow.
This is
what year?
Yeah, Willie Mays this one is. Wow. This is probably like 56.
Oh damn.
Yeah. But that's not the one. Hold on. Let me show you. We all know this one, Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Yeah. That's the man back then.
Yeah.
Well, he still is in my book.
This card is going for about 10 grand.
Wow.
It's insane. Oh, let me show you my most exciting card that I'm very excited about. Hold on. Where are you, my buddy?
Man, you're going through a collection. You put in some work.
Oh no, my collection is so crazy, man. like so crazy, brother. I got this 1956 Jackie Robinson.
Oh wow.
Graded.
Oh wow. That looks mint condition.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's like I'm so it's, you know, and a lot of it for me is historic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is another Willie Mays, 68.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like all in.
Like, well, where do you go to like get these cards? Like is it an online site
online.
or?
So I purchased some of them online, and then some of them I literally just came from a estate sale. Like crazy story.
Yeah.
This person's dad died through COVID, actually in Brooklyn.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. This person died. He posted it online. You know, I was looking. I go to this basement, man, and I couldn't believe what I saw, bro. Like it was like mountains of amazing artifacts, and his dad was like a major collector of beautiful things, and he had some of the rarest cards I've ever seen. I don't think anybody ever seen.
Wow.
And I literally bought everything.
Everything.
I bought the whole basement.
Damn. Where you store everything at?
So I had to get a couple storage. I
Yeah,
got some of them.
you got.
Like it's insane. I'm look at this craziness.
Wow.
This is all like this. Look at this. The MJ shit.
Yeah. Wait. Wow.
Like
It's
it's
classic
crazy.
right there.
Nah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So for me, this is shit like this is like a new project.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I started like 4 months ago, and boy, when I say I'm all in,
All in.
man, music gonna have to chill for a little bit. You
Nah, man, you got too many people depending on you right now.
They'll be all right. Sometimes you gotta depend on yourself. You got
yeah, that's 1,000.
Sometimes, man, this is the first time I'm probably doing something for me.
Yeah.
The very first time in my life. Like, I mean, I'm talking about I've been taking care of artists and trying to make the team win since I don't know, like since I started.
Yeah.
I started this shit investing in somebody else. I was not even the producer guy. You know what I'm saying? I was not even the music guy. It was a kid that lived across the street from me, from my parents' crib. And I'm like, oh, this kid is talented. That's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm you know, it's how you start is how you're gonna end. I'm sure I'm gonna end like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you are who you are before you got here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just the bottom line to this.
Man, that's dope, man. Hey, man, this been great. we didn't really get into the Nas and Jay-Z, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta admit, this Nas album is something serious, man.
Here's another classic.
It's another classic. I give him that, man.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Hit Boy did put that project together.
It's only one record I got beef with on that album, which is I feel like the firm song.
Mm-hmm.
With Foxy.
Yeah, with Foxy and all Noah, and yeah.
The AZ, I think that record should have because the first Firm, all the Firm records are amazing.
Yeah.
Phone Tap, Affirmative Action.
Yeah.
I feel like this one they dropped the ball on that one Firm record. It was only one Firm record on every album, so it's just like.
I think that it was like a rush thing to put people together because you gotta understand. Prior to that, they probably had that chemistry like we talked about earlier.
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. And I don't think this one was a vibe. I think this one is like, let's get everybody together to shock the world.
It's like, I'm going to send Foxy her shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to send your shit. Y'all, it's COVID. I can't move around, so I'm going to send you your verse. You can tell.
Yeah.
And I love the production and the structure of it too much. That's the only record. But everything else, bro, man, Nas, man. If you hear this, my brother.
He did his thing, man. I must have.
So before you, I did have a goal. My one goal was to work with Nas.
Yeah.
And I did that. And I actually, two of my favorites, even though one of them is crazy, and I end up producing a record with Nas and Kanye on the same.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, that was like, all right, nigga, I'm cool.
Yeah. That's the one with the video was that they were in the hangar by the plane, right? Yeah. Sick. I remember that. Yeah.
I can't figure. Yeah, that's nigga. Shout out to French. French called me. He was like, man, French knows. French is funny, man. He's like, I know you don't like producing a lot of shit because I'd rather put somebody else on.
Yeah.
Let's put this producer, put that. He's like, nah, I need you to produce this. This is your vibe. This is your chemistry. Like he sent me, shout out to French on this one. He was like, he bro, I could send it to to Swiss. I could send it to, to really, but he was like, bro, I know this is what you do.
Well, shout out to French. That's big.
Yeah. He was like, this is what you do. So, bro, produce this one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then literally the next day I sent it to him.
Yeah. No, I like that record. Yeah. I like that record.
you.